Hello candidates, my name is Teacher Hawa Namgeni from Kampala Junior Kitante Primary School, Kitante branch. I know you're seated at home during this trying time of COVID-19, and I'm sure you're doing whatever it takes to keep safe. I'm here today to take you through an English lesson using video teaching. We are going to look at letter writing today. Under letter writing, we have two types of letters. One of them is the informal letter writing, and another is formal letter writing. Informal letter writing is what we are going to look at specifically today. But it may not be a new topic to you because you learnt about informal letters in your primary 5. What are informal letters, dear candidates? Informal letters, like it's written here, are letters written to relatives or friends. When we talk about relatives, we are talking about your cousins, aunties, uncles, grandparents, parents, all those are relatives. Informal letters are sometimes called personal or friendly letters. Informal letters are written for a number of reasons. We may write them to invite our friends or relatives to attend a party. It could be a birthday party, it could be a christening party, any kind of ceremony that you want to invite somebody to attend, you write an informal letter to them. We may write to request for something from maybe a relative of ours or a friend of ours. You need maybe a set or a textbook. You write a letter to your parent to request for it. What you write is an informal letter. You may write to request a friend of yours or a relative to come and attend maybe a sports day at your school, maybe a concert at your school. What you write is an informal letter. Now, when we are learning about informal letters, we are going to come across a number of words related to this type of letter. That is why here we have related words, words related to informal letters and their meanings. So we shall go through these words and their meanings. The first word we have there is address. What does the word address mean? The word address means the details of where somebody lives, works, or where letters can be sent. Whenever you write a letter, you begin with an address. You begin with an address. So you tell us where maybe you live or where you go to school, because for you at your age you're not working. So you write the address of maybe your school or where you live, or where letters can be sent to you. In number 2, we have first name. Your first name is your religious name. When we look at what we have in 3, we have relatives. We say relatives are members of your family or members of one's family, whether from the nuclear family or extended family. At this level, I know that you know what a nuclear family is and you know what an extended family is. All those are relatives. In 4, we have friends. These are people you know well and like. Friends. Friends are the people we know well or you know well and like. These are not usually relatives. Your friends usually may not be your relatives, but they're just people you like. In 5, we have classmates. Classmates are members of the same class as you. They may be in different streams. But as long as they are in P7, like you, they are your classmates. You go to the same school with them, but they are in different streams. They are your classmates because they are all in the same class, P7, as yourself. In a question, in 6 we have introduction. Introduction is a section at the beginning of a piece of writing. In number 7 we have the body. The body is the main part of a letter. Now when you look closely, number 1 has a star. Number 7 has a star. Those are special words and we shall talk more about them later after we've looked at all the words. In number 8 we have the word purpose. Purpose is the aim or intention of doing something. In 9 we have reason. Reason means an explanation for something that has happened or what somebody has done. In 10 we have ask. To ask is to request or tell somebody that you would like them to do something. In other words, if one asked you to give another word to mean ask, the word is request. In 11 we have thank, which means to tell somebody that you appreciate what they have done for you. Number 12, we have envelope. Let me put a star on this one as well. It is one of the special words. Envelope is a flat paper container for sending letters in. 13, we have occasion. Occasion is a special ceremony, event, or celebration. In 14, we have stamp, which means a small piece of paper that you buy and stick on the envelope before you post the letter. And the stamp, normally we buy from the post office. So the word stamp also has a star when you look closely at it. In 15, we have 2 words there. We have sincerely and affectionately. These are expressions used to end letters to show that you really care for that person. You love that person. In 16, we have party. Party is also another special word. Party is a social event at which people eat, drink, and enjoy themselves. We are going to look at the special words and see why they are special. So we shall go back to those words that I put stars at and we look at them in depth. Now, candidates, we want to go back to the words at which we put stars. We say that those are special words and we want to find out why they are special. We are going to first look at the words again and their meanings, and then we shall see how special they are from the others that we've looked at. So when you look at part A, we have address, and the address we have here is a noun. I'm sure at this level, each one of us knows what a noun is. And we said that the address means the details of the place where somebody lives or where letters can be sent. But we can also use address to mean another thing. Therefore, address has a number of meanings. So we've written A, B, C to see the different meanings of this word address. But when you look up in your dictionary, you'll even find more meanings of the same word. Now in part B, we have address. Here we said address. And it is a noun. Being a noun actually here, I've forgotten, it means that you can form a plural from this noun. So if you have address, when there are many, we shall say addresses. Now in part B we have address. This one was address. And in part B we have address. Address, which is a verb now. It means to write an address on an envelope. To write an address on an envelope. For example, the letter is addressed to Team Jane. I have imaginary envelopes here. I want you to look at them. So we have one which says Team Jane, plot 57, Molo Lane, Kisugu. So this letter here is addressed to this lady, Team Jane. And where can she be found? At plot 57, Molo Lane, Kisugu. So I used her home address. We have another imaginary letter here, which is addressed to Kisadori of Kitale Primary School, PO Box 75, Mitiana. So when we talk about address here, meaning to write an address on an envelope, that is what we mean. In part C, we have address. This one is a verb as well. A verb as well. Now, this address in this situation means to make a speech to a group of people. To make a speech to a group of people. For example, we all know that the president has addressed the nation several times during the lockdown. Now, where we have the word address used as a verb, or where we have any word used as a verb, it means that that word can be changed to different tenses. For example, here we have address, we can say addressing, we can say addressed. Even here, address, addressing. The president is addressing the nation right now. Address, the president addressed the nation yesterday. The president has addressed the nation. Meaning that when it is a verb, you can make a sentence in a different tense. Now, when you look at A, B, C, we have address. We've used the word address to give different meanings in their example. Now, such words are called homonyms. Such words are called homonyms. Homonyms. What are homonyms? Homonyms are words which are pronounced in the same way, spelled in the same way, but have different meanings. They may be used to mean different things. In number 2, we have body. And body in part A means the main part of a letter, e.g., the main part of a letter, e.g., the body of her letter was very brief. So we've looked at this under our vocabulary or related words to letter writing. What about in part B? What have we used the word body to mean? We've used the word body to mean the physical structure of a human or an animal. For example, my body has been itching since yesterday. So we are talking about the physical structure. In part A, we talked about the main part of a letter. In part C, what have we used body to mean? We've used body to mean a group of people who work together, especially for an official purpose. For example, the school governing body held a meeting in order to discuss the current situation. So in part C, we are talking about a group of people. So when you look at part A, B, C, we've used the word body for different meanings. So this one is also a homonym, or these are homonyms. So we go to 3. 3, we have stamp. How have we used the stamp in part A? Stamp is a small piece of paper that you buy and stick on an envelope, like we looked at in the vocabulary or in the related words. And which example have we given? As soon as he reached the post office, bought the stamps. And in part A, what we've used there is a noun. So if the word given is a noun, it means that we can form a plural out of that word. In part B, we are using stamp as a verb to mean what? To mean to put down your foot heavily and noisily on the ground. For example, they sang the song as they stamped their feet. Being a verb, it means that we can change these to different tenses. You may use stamping, you may use stamped, you may use has stamped, you may use had stamped, because we've used it as a verb. In part C, we've again used it as a noun, the word stamp, to mean a printing tool that is used to print the date or mark on a surface. I'm sure candidates, each one of us has ever seen a stamp. Maybe they have stamped your work, maybe they have stamped on your bank slip. So, what example do we have here? Sarah was asked to get the stamp from the office. Now, the action of printing the date on that surface is what we call stamping. So, when you look at 3 stamp, in part A, stamp in part B, stamp in part C, words are spelled in the same way, pronounced in the same way, but may be used for different meanings. They are also homonyms. We go to number 4. Number 4 here, we have envelope in part A, and we have envelope in part B. Envelope in part A and envelope in part B. Now, when you look at these ones, they may sound the same, but the spelling is just slightly, the spellings are just slightly different. So we shall call those ones homophones, or we call them homophones. Let's look at the meaning of each one of them. So envelope, we say envelope, and in part B we say envelope. Envelope is a noun, meaning we can form a plural, which is envelopes. What does it mean? Like we said, envelope is a flat container for sending in letters. We've used it in a sentence. We've written, envelopes are very cheap. In part B, we have envelope. This one is a verb. And because it is a verb, we can form different words out of it. For example, envelope, enveloping, enveloped. So, what does it mean? To cover or wrap something or somebody completely. Envelope means to cover or wrap something or somebody completely. For example, Salim enveloped the gift in a white piece of paper. That means that Salim covered the gift in a white piece of paper, wrapped all of it in a white piece of paper. So, learners, we are going to do an activity related to what we've learned. Dear candidates, this is our activity. In number 1, we are saying that use each of the words below to make a sentence with a meaning different from the other. So we've just looked at homonyms. So in number 1, we have these words. I want you to write sentences or a sentence for each of the words, but with a different meaning. These are words that are spelled the same, sound the same, but you may use them for different meanings. Those are the sentences that we want. Number 4, so here we have 1, 2, 3. Then we go here to question 4. Use each of the words below in the sentence to show the difference in meaning. So we have envelope and we have envelope. So you're going to make a sentence using each of the words. And the sentence that you make must bring out the meaning of the word. That is why normally we encourage you to use structures when you are making your sentences, because structures bring out the meaning of the word so well. In 5, we are talking about the plural form of each of the following words. So the words are there. Somebody is going to ask, where am I supposed to do the work? You're going to write this work in your class workbook. Write the vocabulary where we started from, and then do the activity in your class workbook. Children, this is English. We've been talking all the time while at school about good handwriting, about spacing of work, correct letter formation, punctuation of your work. Please look at that. Every time you're doing work, be mindful of those key areas, because they may make you lose marks. You may lose a mark simply you have formed the letter wrongly, simply because you've not punctuated, simply because you've not spaced the work. So please be mindful of that. Now, after doing your work, what are you going to do? After you've done your work, we have 3 contacts here. We have the first one, which is 0774 399 664. This is the teacher says number. Teacher says number, and I'll tell you why I have ticked it. In number 2, we have 0774 980 713. This is teacher Howard's number, myself. This is my number. In 3 here we have 0773 181 892. This is teacher Jackie's number, teacher Jackie Waluku. Now, when you finish your work, you are supposed to send to this number here, because it is the number on WhatsApp. And we shall be able to see your work and mark it, and then we give you feedback. But for any consultations, please feel free to call any of these numbers. Thank you for attending the lesson, and I wish you well. Continue to wash your hands such that we control this disease and fight it to zero. I thank you.